Think yellow. What comes to mind? A team that defines success.
That is brilliant, brilliant captaincy.
Passion, a devoted fan base. Presenting a team which is now a 5-time Tata IPL champion.
That is magnificent. That's brilliant. That's experience. That's calmness.
The Tata IPL champions of 2023 are CSK for the 5th time.
Will the team still be led by a stalwart who enjoys cult status? Or have we seen a glorious swan song already? And yes, after a tremendous outing in 2023, will the Lion roar again in 2024? You know that Coldplay song, It Was All Yellow, right? Now here's a bit of trivia we are sure you aren't aware of. The song was written as a homage to the dedicated fans who fill up the Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai. We had you there for a bit, didn't we? The Tata IPL has seen legends come and go. New stars emerge. Teams change names. New teams come into the mix. But there's been one constant through this decade and a half. The love affair between MS Dhoni and the Chennai Super Kings.
Standing shot.
In 2008, when almost every team had a local marquee player, Chennai went to the auction and found theirs.
It is indeed number 2, Dhoni.
For what now seems like a steal, they spent 6 crore rupees for then India captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
Chennai, 1,500,000.
He was the most expensive player in the inaugural season, but it was a decision that would pay rich dividends to both fans and owners. Dhoni's magic worked from day one, with a squad made up of stars like Michael Hussey, Matthew Hayden, Suresh Raina, Albi Mokal and Muthaiya Muralidharan, a formidable unit took shape. And while everyone remembers Brendan McCullum's 158, CSK's journey got off to a rollicking start as well. Mr. Cricket Michael Hussey scored a century. And CSK notched up 240 in their opening game against Punjab. This remained the highest team total in the league until 2010. CSK reached the final without much fuss, only to be trumped by Shane Warne's Rajasthan Royals at the D.Y. Patil Stadium.
He's found the gap. Rajasthan Royals win. Terrific effort from the Rajasthan Royals team. They were the favourites, but what a classic. This final had everything.
Come year 2 and CSK fortified the squad even further by bringing in England's superstar Andrew Flintoff. The price tag? A mind-boggling 7.55 crore rupees, making him the most expensive player in the league at the time. An injury meant Flintoff could only play 3 games, but that didn't dampen CSK's spirits. A young Ravichandran Ashwin was added to the mix as CSK made the semis yet again. This time their journey was cut short by a splendid performance by RCB.
This way to Manchester here. It's the Royal Challengers from Bangalore who take on the Deccan Chargers in the final of the IPL 2009.
A year later, it was a season that initially stuttered. CSK were yet to seal their spot in the semi-final until the final over of their final league game. It was that man Mahendra Singh Dhoni who hit 16 of the last over to get his team over the line.
Wow! Would you believe it? The Super Kings have done it. The captain has risen to the occasion. And the Super Kings are through.
But third time was to prove lucky for the Yellow Army. In the summit clash, the target of 168 came under threat from a late flurry of boundaries by Kieron Pollard.
That's another one. That has gone deep.
But Dhoni's tactical genius derailed Pollard and led CSK to their first ever title.
Has he got it? Yes, he has! Chennai Super Kings are champions of the DLF IPL 2010. And who's to say, absolutely deserving champions.
In 2011, Dhoni, fresh from leading India to a World Cup win, took CSK to yet another final. Victory was now embedded in CSK's DNA as they coasted to a second consecutive trophy.
IPL champions 2011.
2012, and the big question was, hat-trick imminent? The famed quartet of MS Dhoni, Suresh Raina, R. Ashwin and Sir Jadeja came together for the first time, and yet again they made the final. And did it again a year later, their fifth final in 6 years.
Ball of the match. This could be it. This is it. But DLF IPL will move from Chennai and go up to Kolkata.
They ended on the wrong side of those clashes to KKR and Mumbai, but CSK was showing year on year that they were the hottest team of the Indian summer. The run continued over the next 2 seasons. A brilliant Sehwag century and a terrible mix-up robbed Raina and CSK the chance to complete a memorable chase in 2014. And in 2015, MI outplayed the men in yellow comprehensively in the final, joining them on 2 Tata IPL titles as the most successful team of the league. A year later, another title was within grasp, only for Mumbai to snatch it by the barest of margins. Dhoni's run out in the final turned the game.
Is it defending? That's a big moment there.
CSK lost by just 1 run.
And Mumbai Indians have done it again. 4-time champions of the Vivo IPL. 4 victories over CSK this season.
In 2020, with Dhoni and his trusted lieutenant Suresh Raina having recently announced their international retirements, CSK endured their worst season yet. Many feared if their Tale was on his last legs. However, a year later, the script would turn around dramatically. Dhoni worked his magic, and CSK's latest find, Ruturaj Gaikwad's incredible season, took them back to the familiar territory of the playoffs.
This is a young man, now supremely confident.
In a tough spot in the qualifier, Dhoni turned the clock back at the ripe young age of 40 to take his team through.
He might be able to. He has. MSD has put the Chennai Super Kings through to their 9th Vivo IPL final.
Against all expectations, CSK were crowned champions for the 4th time. Dad's Army had shown yet again who was the boss.
Chennai, you bet, their 4th IPL title. This incredibly successful franchise.
Does Talai come back next year?
We'll have to have a hard look as to in the next 10 years who are the people will contribute in similar manner.
And you can be so proud of the legacy you left behind for Chennai Super Kings, and they can build on it. Ladies and gentlemen, what a man, what a leader, MS Dhoni.
But still I haven't left behind.
No, you're not. I'm glad to hear that.
The 2022 season was bumpy, with the exit of Raina and the captaincy changing hands from Dhoni to Jadeja, and then back to Dhoni. CSK ended the season in 9th place, only marginally ahead of arch rivals Mumbai Indians. But in 2023, the CSK of old came roaring back. Despite a loss in their opening game to defending champions Gujarat Titans, CSK always found inspiration when they needed it. as they powered their way through to a top 2 league table finish. Along the way, there was also time for some nostalgia.
He's eyed it up and he smashed it.
And in the playoffs, CSK made sure they avenged their opening game loss to the Titans.
9th place in 2022. They're in the final for a 10th time.
First, they defeated GT in the qualifier, and then, just to drive the point home, Ravindra Jadeja snatched the championship away from the Titans at the very end of a heart-stopping finale.
Down the ground. Oh, 6 of them! Jadeja! 6 of them! And 4 required of the last ball. Oh! Jadeja! Never bet against MS Dhoni and CSK. What an IPL it has been. One of the greatest ever.
A finish so nerve-wracking that it got to even the great man. So onwards now to 2024, where the most consistent team in the history of the league will look to reassert its dominance with some new faces in the mix, including the return of Shardul Thakur in CSK colours and the arrivals of Kiwi duo Daryl Mitchell and the 2023 ODI World Cup's breakout star Rachin Ravindra. This may also be the season when its devoted fans will wonder, is the last dance for their Tale finally here? And most importantly, can he script yet another fairy tale?